Guys, how y'all doing today? It's March the 3rd, 2024, and this is take number 12. I have been counting them. I have tried recording this over and over and over again, but this is going to be the final one. I've got to make this one work out. I've got a lot of stuff I gotta get done, and I have seriously spent like the last hour trying to film this. I am not joking. Every time I try to record it, I just end up getting emotional. But I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to get this one done. So today I just want to basically just talk with you guys, and just tell you how I'm feeling today. And I'm not feeling all that hot. I'm just having a really rough day. I'm just struggling today. I don't want to have to deal with this procedure. I'm scared. And you know, the thing is that I caused this to myself. And, you know, not only am I scared right now, but I'm just really frustrated with myself, and angry at myself for what I've done. Because if I hadn't drank the way that I did, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. I wouldn't be dealing with this. You know, they're saying, you know, like the other day I was talking and I said, you know, if I hadn't have done what I did, I wouldn't be here talking with you guys. And I mean that, but at the same time, on the flip side of the coin, I also wish I didn't have to deal with all the medical stuff that I have to deal with. And I gotta be completely honest with you guys, I'm really scared right now. I'm scared. I'm angry. I've got a lot of emotions going on. I'm really sad. I'm depressed. I just don't want to have to leave. I don't want to have to go have this procedure done. I just don't want to deal with it. I don't know how I'm going to feel when I wake up. Now, the last time when I had the procedure done, I woke up and I wasn't in that much pain. Now, I did start to hurt really bad later on in the day when I finally got home. I started feeling really bad. But the time before this last time on January the 4th, the time before that, I woke up in so much pain. I was crying. My stomach was hurting so bad. I was begging for them to give me ice. I was putting bags of ice on my stomach. And they were giving me pain medicine, you know, left and right. And it just wasn't addressing the pain. They couldn't get my pain under control. And then after that, they sent me to my room, and then the bed. I waited until like 10 o'clock that night to get my room because they didn't have any more rooms available. And I finally got one. I got there, it was super late. And then the bed that they gave me was like one of those, I guess, inflatable beds, but it was deflated. And it was the most uncomfortable bed I've ever slept in a hospital before. And, you know, if I hadn't have felt so bad, I doubt that I would have slept at all that night. But you know, the thing is, I'm just afraid. I don't know how I'm going to wake up. I'm really scared that I'm going to wake up and I'm going to hurt really bad. And I just don't want to deal with it. But at the end of the day, I did this to myself. And, you know, we reap what we sow. And that, I'll tell you what, if there is not a more true quote, I don't know what one is. But, you know, when they say you reap what you sow, or you know, you make your own bed and you have to lie in it, they're not kidding. I mean, that is so true. And, you know, I sowed my seeds back in the day when I decided that I wanted to drink the way that I did. You know, that whole time I was just sowing seeds. You know, I was planting the seeds, and I realized that one day I was going to have to reap those plants that I planted. And now I'm having to deal with it. And, you know, the past almost 2 years now, I've had to deal with a lot, and it's all because of my excessive drinking. You know, I was talking about this in one of the other takes of one of the other videos I had tried to do today. But, you know, the thing is that we always tend to think that it's not going to be us. It's going to be somebody else. You know, that's not going to happen to me. You know, I'm invincible to that. We always have this mentality, and I don't know why that is, but we always think that it's not going to happen to us until it does. And, I'm a perfect example of somebody that thought that it was not going to happen to them, and it did. And, you know, I'm suffering the consequences. Now, I'm really lucky to be alive right now. So, you know, the fact that I'm, you know, upset is a little bit ridiculous, you know, because you know, I'm still here. Uh, and, you know, the first time when I went to the hospital, the doctor straight up told me that he was going to do his best, but he didn't know if I was going to make it. And, you know, you know, 4 months later, I was right back in the same shoes again. You know, another doctor telling me they didn't think I was going to make it. And I pulled through that time too. And then they told me that I had a year left, and I've already, you know, surpassed that amount of time. And I'm still here. And, you know, I really need to be grateful for that. And, you know, I've been talking recently about being grateful and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, sometimes that's easier said than done. And today it's one of those days where it's easier said than done. And I'm just really having a hard time just dealing with this. You know, I don't want to go. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't want to have this procedure done. I think pretty sure this is ERCP number 12, if I'm not mistaken. I lost count, but, you know, there's just so many things that come along with excessive drinking, and it can really affect your health in such a negative way. And that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm here to talk with you guys. And if you are sitting at home right now watching this video, and you are on the fence, and you're not really sure, you know, should I quit or should I not? Or if you're at home and you've got some sobriety under your belt, and you're considering going back, don't do it. And please, if you're really looking for a reason to stop, use me for an example. I'm telling you, it is just not worth it. It's not. That little bit of time that you get that you feel good is just not worth it in the long run. It damages your health so bad. And there's, you know, the one thing about it is there's just not a lot of warning signs that you get. And, you know, like I was talking about the other day with the varices, there's no red flags. There's nothing that pops up, and, you know, you don't end up with some little rash or something like that that tells you, okay, well, you're ending up with varices. No, and just one day you get sick and you start throwing up blood, and then you're really in trouble. And you don't want to deal with that. I'm just telling you, you really don't. Please use me for an example of why you don't want to drink in excess, or a reason to quit. But if you do decide you want to do so, please consult a doctor. And, you know, I've said this a million times already, but please speak with a doctor before you attempt quitting alcohol. It really depends on the amount of time you drink, how much you drink. I mean, it's really going to be up to your doctor to decide what they're going to want to do. And they might want to do a medical detox with you. But just speak to a doctor first before you attempt it. But I'm just telling you, if you've spoken with a doctor and they've given you the green light to go ahead, you know, go ahead and do it. Or if you're at home right now and you're thinking, I've got some time under my belt, I think I've got this under control, don't go back and mess with this stuff ever again. It's just not worth it. You know, at the end of the day, you're probably going to end up right back where you were at before, or either worse. And what comes along with it, you know, health-wise, it's horrible. And I just got to be completely frank with you guys. I am so scared right now because of what I have to deal with. I know how bad it hurts when I go in there and have to have these procedures done. Now, I'm not saying every single one of you is going to end up with chronic pancreatitis and all these pancreatic issues like I have, and cirrhosis and all that stuff, and blood clots. And, you know, I'm one of those cases of people that really, really got ill because of drinking. And, you know, all of our bodies aren't the same. You know, there's people out there, I know people, there's a gentleman that I know right now, he's almost 80 years old, and he's been drinking hard liquor for who knows how long as I've known him, and I've known him 20 years. And he still drinks in excess all the time, and he's never had any kind of physical problems because of it, or health issues. Now, has he had problems in his personal life because of alcohol? Oh yeah, all kinds of personal problems. I mean, the gentleman that I know lost his job because of alcohol. But on the flip side of the coin, I mean, he's, you know, health-wise, I mean, he's a pretty healthy guy. So I'm not saying that all of us are going to end up in the same boat as me. You know, it just depends. But do you really want to play around with it and find out? Yeah, I mean, do you really want to gamble? I mean, it's really like playing Russian roulette. You just don't want to do it. You just don't, because there's no way to know. It's not like there's a, well, there might be, but I don't know of any genetic tests that they can do and decipher or not if, you know, your disposition to get liver disease or cirrhosis or whatever. There might be something out there. I'm not aware of it, but heck, they might be able to these days. But I know that they can do some tests to figure out, you know, if you're predispositioned to get, you know, certain diseases and stuff like that. They might be able to figure it out. But at the same time, why even bother? And, you know, if you're at home and you've got some sobriety under the belt, why go back? It's just not worth it. You don't want to be in my shoes. Please use me for an example. And, you know, you can think of me however you want. I don't really care. At the end of the day, I am here. If I scare you, then that's good. If, you know, or whatever it may be that stops you from either going back to alcohol or continuing to drink. I just really want to make you guys aware of what can come along with drinking so much, and I don't want to see anybody else have to deal with this kind of stuff. You know, the thing is not only, you know, I'm scared that I have to have this procedure. I don't want to deal with it because you know, every time's different when I wake up. And, you know, first of all, just being put to sleep already is scary enough. I don't like it. Ever since I quit drinking, I just don't like to be out of control. I don't like that feeling anymore. I don't like feeling messed up anymore. And when they put you to sleep, when you wake up, you are so discombobulated. You don't know what is going on. And for any of you guys out there who have ever had surgery before and had to be put to sleep, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And not only do you wake up discombobulated and confused, but every single time when I wake up, I am so nauseous. I have thrown up almost every single time I've woken up from a procedure. It makes me so sick. Now, the last time I did talk with them and asked them to please make sure they gave me Zofran before I woke up, and they did. And I didn't wake up so sick. And I'm got to make sure this time to remember to tell them the same thing, because that really did help out a lot. And for any of you guys out there who have to have procedures done, if you do wake up and you feel really nauseous, talk with the anesthesiologist and tell them that, because they can give you Zofran before you wake up, and it really helps out a lot. Just a little tip for you guys, because I wasn't aware, and I was talking with my brother the last time I was about to have a procedure, and he said, just let the anesthesiologist know. They'll make sure that you're okay. And I told him, and sure enough, I woke up and I was not nauseous. Now I ended up getting nauseous later on, but that, I don't know if that had anything to do with the anesthesia or what. But, you know, the thing is that, you know, not only do you have to deal with getting put to sleep, you know, then you have to, you know, worry about if you're going to wake up and if you're going to be in pain or not. You know, I don't want to have to stay at the hospital, but I need to. You know, like I've said before, my hospital's a 3-hour drive from where I live. And that is the only hospital that I'm going to deal with. They're the only hospital around me that has the doctors that are qualified enough to handle something like my condition. So if, you know, if I was to end up in full-blown pancreatitis, which is, you run a risk every time that you have an ERCP, they make you sign a piece of paper that states that having an ERCP can cause you to go into pancreatitis. And I don't remember the statistics, but they're rather high. I think it's like 1 in 6 chance of getting pancreatitis from an ERCP. So it's super high. So not only do you have to worry about the pain after you wake up, waking up discombobulated, waking up and you know, ending up with pancreatitis. And I'm scared to leave there, for one, because I want to make sure that my pain is under control. 2, I want to have all my blood work and everything done before I leave that hospital and make sure that everything is A-okay before I go. Because if I end up with pancreatitis, I want to be there. I don't want to come home and have to drive all the way back. Excuse me, because if you guys know, if any of you guys have had pancreatitis, it is horrible. And especially being in a vehicle for 3 hours with pancreatitis, it's not fun. you know, you end up with so much pain in your back and in your stomach, and you're stuck sitting in that one position. I'm telling you, you do not want to be in a car for any length of time when you're in the middle of pancreatitis. And I don't want to have to drive home and drive all the way back down there again. So I really need to make sure that my pain's under control, and make sure that all my numbers come back okay, and that I'm not in pancreatitis, and then I'll feel okay when I come home. But I have to deal with all that stuff, and then I have to leave my family here at home, and I'm going to be gone for 3 days. It's going to scare my children, both of my kids, all three of my kids. I'm sorry, my boys are really scared. My daughter's a little bit older, so she's been dealing with this. She kind of has a grip on what's going on, but my boys are really afraid for me. So I'm stressing my children out with this stuff. My wife is stressed out because of it. I'm stressed out because of it. I gotta leave them. I have to, now all the weight's on my wife's shoulders while I'm gone. And I do a lot around the house. I cook all the meals. I prepare all the meals for my children every single night. I do all the cleaning, the trash, everything, all the dishes, and, I'm leaving all that stuff for her to have to deal with. And then when I get back, I'm kind of worthless for a few days. I just can't do a lot because I feel so bad. So not only that, the time gone from home, the pain that I'm going to have to deal with, and then on top of it, having these ERCPs isn't cheap. You're looking at $15,000 to $25,000, $30,000 each ERCP, just depending on what they do. I owe so much in medical bills. It's just outrageous. And, every time I go, I'm just stacking on top of it and adding more. And, that stresses me out, because I just keep getting more medical bills, not to mention all the medications that I'm on. I've talked about this in the past before, but just that medication, the antibiotic that they give you, I can't remember the name of it right now, the Xifaxan. That Xifaxan's over $1,000 a month. And then, the lactulose, that stuff's dirt cheap, but it is so nasty. I hate taking that stuff. If you like the taste of pure corn syrup, then you might like it. But I'm telling you, it is disgusting. And, you have to drink it a couple times a day, and you have uncontrollable diarrhea. You end up messing yourself. I have used the bathroom in my pants more times than I would rather talk about. And I'm just being completely honest with you guys. Not only using the bathroom in my pants, but I've messed myself in the hospital bed so many times. And it is so embarrassing to be a grown man and to have to lay there while somebody wipes your butt and cleans you up because you're so weak you can't even clean your own self up. And you're just covered in feces. And I'm just saying, guys, there's just so many things that come along with it. Then you have to go to your hospital room, and you never get any sleep because they're in there 10 times a night. They got to check all your vitals and give you more medication. And then the next day, the doctor comes in the morning. And then if you're at a teaching hospital, then you got all the students that come in with them. You've got, a dozen people in the room. They all want to poke you and touch you. It's just not fun. So if any of you guys are out there and you're looking for a reason to drink, please use me for an example and just quit after you spoke with a doctor. And if you're at home right now and you're on the fence and thinking that you might be able to handle a beer or two on a Friday night, don't touch it. It's just not worth it. You don't want to end up where I'm at. I promise you. And for you guys who are in the same shoes as me, I'm so sorry. I know where you're at and I know how you feel, because it's just not fun. It's the constant going to the doctor. I probably go to the doctor like 10 times a month. Every single time you go to the doctor, you have to pay your copay. That stuff adds up. So you got your copay every single visit. You have your medications that you have to pay for. You have your hospital visits you have to pay for. You have all the time that you lose because of it. You have all the time that you lose with your family. You can't get that time back. Once that time is gone, it's gone. So with that said, I just got a stress thing on my watch. I guess I'm really stressed out. I went to the doctor the other day, and my blood pressure is always like super low. they're actually kind of concerned sometimes how low my blood pressure is. And for the first time in 2 years, I went to the doctor the other day. My blood pressure was really high. It was like 160 over 100 or something like that, or 105. I don't remember the exact number, but it was really high. And I know it's because of all the stress that I've had lately. You know, my daughter wrecking the truck and everything this week, and I knew I had a procedure coming up. There's just been a lot of stuff going on. And then lightning struck the other day. I still can't figure out what's going on with the power of my shed. I don't know. I'm not trying to make this about all the problems I'm having as far as that stuff's concerned. I'm just really stressed. And more than anything, I'm really stressed because, you know, I just don't want to go out this procedure. But I'm not looking for any sympathy from anybody. That's not what I'm talking about this for. I'm not looking for people to hop on there and say, oh, you know, I feel so sorry for you. I'm not looking for that at all. I'm talking about this right now because I really, really, really want you guys to understand that it is just not worth it at the end of the day. There are so many things that combined come together when you get sick that it's just not worth it. Take my word for it. Don't walk down the same path I did. I promise you. Go the other way. This is not worth it. So, with that said, guys, excuse me 1 second. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here for today. But please, please heed my warning. It's just not worth it at the end of the day. It's not. There are, you know, the health consequences, I'm telling you, it's just not worth it. And like I was talking about with the varices the other day, if you end up with varices, you end up with internal bleeding from the varices, and you start throwing up blood, I'm telling you, it looks like a crime scene when you're done. And if you're not, if you're the type of person like I am, I can't stand the sight of blood. It scares me so bad when that happens, and then it freaks me out because I have to see all that blood. I can't stand it. And if you're like me, you don't like the sight of blood, for one, just stop drinking, because the varices alone will scare you enough that I'm telling you, you will not ever want to deal with that ever again. But with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. I just really wanted to talk today and get some stuff off of my chest. This is more or less me just getting some stuff off my chest so that I can feel a little bit better, and also at the same time getting this stuff off of my chest and sharing it with you guys, just to let you know it's just not worth it. Please don't walk down the same path as me. Please don't. Speak to your doctor if you're thinking about quitting, and go forward with it, and just stop. And if you're dealing with the same things I'm dealing with, man, I feel so sorry for you. I apologize so much. You know how I feel. It's so scary. And for any of you guys that have sobriety under your belt, stay that way. Don't go back into it. It's not worth it. Don't even dabble with it. Just don't even think about it. Just remove it out of your head. Anyway, I don't know what happened there. But anyway, like I was saying, if you go back to drinking, you're probably going to end up either in a worse place, or either right back where you were before. And you just don't want to be there. So, with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I would really appreciate it if you did. Every time that you guys subscribe to the channel, it just gets these videos out into the algorithm. More and more people are going to see these videos, and more people are going to get the awareness that they need, and they're gonna learn about all the dangers that come along with alcohol. And every time that you subscribe or like or comment or anything, this is, by you doing that, you might actually save somebody's life. And you know, that's why I'm doing these videos. That's why I'm here every single day to talk about this, because I really want to keep anybody else from having to deal with what I'm dealing with. And you know, there are so many people that have come to this channel and have watched the videos, and you know, I've heard my story, and so many people have told me that they've stopped drinking because of my story. And that was the whole meaning of this channel to begin with. And for the people that are out there who are really, really sick and laying in their hospital bed and don't have any hope, I really wanted to show that you can continue to live your life, and there is hope. And if you are laying in the hospital bed and you know you have cirrhosis or pancreatitis or whatever it may be, there is a life on the other side. You know, you have to work at it a little bit, but you can get up and start doing some things. And that's why I make these videos. I just want to bring hope, and I really just want to help people, you know, make that decision to go ahead and stop using the alcohol and or drugs. So guys, I love y'all so much, and thank you so much for all the kind words and everybody telling me that they're praying for me and everything. I really believe in the power of prayer, and I greatly appreciate anybody who's out there praying for me right now, because I really think that it helps. And the last time, I'm telling you, I woke up and it was the least amount of pain I'd ever dealt with one of these procedures, and I attribute it to all the prayers that I had. Guys, you know, like I said, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I will be making videos while I'm in the hospital. I'll film tomorrow. I'll leave in the morning to go down there, but I'll make a video when I get down there in the afternoon. I'll film somewhere around Charleston. I'm not going to do it in the room again. I'm going to make a video somewhere. But there will be a video tomorrow. I will film myself like I did the last time, before I go into my procedure, after the procedure. And if I'm in a lot of pain, I'm going to show it. And if I'm crying or whatever it is, I'm going to show it. I want to be as raw and real with you guys so that you guys can see. And, you know, and if it scares somebody, so be it. And if I scare them and it makes them stop drinking, then I did what I needed to do. And at least that, you know, got somebody to quit and maybe save their life at the end of the day. And that's all that I want to do. And, you know, there's so many children out there, you know, growing up right now with parents who are alcoholics and things. And, you know, maybe not only changing, you know, somebody's life, but also changing a child's life where they don't have to grow up in that household or whatever it may be. You know, my children had to grow up like that for a while, and you know, their lives are so much different now that I don't drink anymore. And I just want to see that for other people and other children as well. So guys, with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off, and I will talk with y'all tomorrow, and you will see me when I get to Charleston, and then the next day I'll film after I get done with my procedure and make a video. And I might actually do a short little live, and I'll talk about that at some point. I'll let you guys know. It just depends on how I'm feeling, but if I'm feeling up to it, I might do a quick little live video, and it'll record so you can go back and watch it either way. So guys, I love y'all so much. Thank you for all the prayers, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye-bye.